Ray Brown's Talkin' Birds.
Made possible by the generous support of the Birdwatchers General Store, Orleans, Cape Cod. Birdwatchersgeneralstore.com. By Feathersnap, the smart bird feeder with a high-resolution camera and species identification software aimed to educate and spread joy to every level of avian enthusiast. Learn more at feathersnapcam.com.
And by Vortex Optics, with the VIP warranty, their unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. Learn more at vortexoptics.com.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to our show number 1012. On today's show, we'll learn about a very special Birding by Ear program at the University of Michigan. We'll listen to an audio postcard from a birdie bog in the state of Maine. We'll learn about a western bird that answers to the name Lawrence. And we'll get a live Let's Ask Mike report from the great Mike O'Connor about turkeys. But now it's audio postcard time, and since we're in the middle of November, we'll warm things up a bit by catching up with an audio postcard from our Freya McGregor that she recorded back in June up in the northeast corner of the United States.
Hi everyone, it's Freya McGregor here. I am at Rono Bog Boardwalk, which is just by Bangor in Maine. And it's 6:30 at night. I've still got a couple of hours of daylight left. Oh, who's that? That's not what I was coming to do an audio postcard about, but that's a palm warbler bopping around in a spruce tree. And in the background is some hermit thrushes, kind of flute-like warbly song, and some white-throated sparrow. Oh, sweet Canada, 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 Canada. White-throated sparrows spend the winter in our backyard in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, so it's fun to hear them up where they breed. And who doesn't love a hermit thrush? Magic. All right, bye.
Thanks for that magic, Freya. Our Freya McGregor, creator of the audio postcard concept. And lots of listeners sending us audio postcards, and if you'd like to be one, please send us one. Just grab a smartphone or some digital recording device and just describe what you're seeing, kind of as the way Freya just did, and then the file will be created, and just email it to ray@talkinbirds.com. That's ray@talkinbirds.com. No G in Talkin. In conservation news, former Congressman Lee Zeldin has been chosen by the president-elect to be the new head of the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. Mr. Zeldin says he will protect access to clean air and water, although it's difficult to understand what his stated priorities have to do with protecting the environment. He says that as head of the Environmental Protection Agency, his aims will be to restore U.S. energy dominance, to revitalize our auto industry, and to make the U.S. the global leader in artificial intelligence. Okay. Meanwhile, despite national election results favoring pro-fossil fuel candidates, voters in 5 states passed ballot initiatives directing billions of dollars toward environmental projects. Here's a quick overview. Minnesota extended a constitutional amendment to keep directing state lottery revenue to an environmental trust fund, which supports projects ranging from local parks to climate research. California approved $10 billion in bonds for drought, wildfire, and coastal protection efforts. Colorado allocated sports betting revenue for water conservation. And voters in Rhode Island and Louisiana passed measures to finance flood prevention, forest health, and coastal restoration, with Louisiana setting up a fund for renewable energy revenue. That news courtesy of the folks at the nonprofit, nonpartisan Environmental Health Sciences Group. Their website is ehn.org. Should have given a warning about that. That's not the most sweet-sounding bird. It is our mystery bird. A lot better looking than sounding. Here's a description of our bird for our contest, which is officially coming along a little bit later in the show. This is a little warm-up. Our mystery bird is a large wader with a white body, long black legs, black feet, and a long, straight, stout, yellow-orange bill. Our bird can be found in many kinds of wetlands where it feeds on fish, invertebrates, amphibians, reptiles, small mammals, and sometimes other birds. It breeds over much of the U.S. and winters mostly in Mexico and Central America. Bonus hint, our mystery bird appears as the symbol of a famous U.S. birding association. Hints there, and the clue and the sound of our bird. And our prizes include beautiful things like a big bag of our favorite coffee, shade-grown, bird-friendly, and truly delicious birds and beans coffee, grown under the natural forest canopy in Central America to preserve wintering habitats for many of the birds that we love here up north in the spring and summer and early fall. And from our friends at Bird Collective, your one-stop shop for vintage-inspired and apparel and unique accessories, a $25 gift certificate. Bird Collective, all featuring birds, by the way, and those beautiful items that they have. And here's the kind of really extra special thing I think we had hinted at last week. Today's winner will be entered into a drawing for a very special optics prize from Vortex Optics. We'll announce the specific item next week. It might be a binocular, it might be a scope, but if you win today's contest, you'll be eligible to win that very special Vortex Optics item. So that's our mystery bird situation for this morning. And here's our salute to a Talkin' Birds ambassador, one of the folks getting the word out there for us about birds and conservation. And thank you to Greg Steves from Canyon Lake, Texas. Greg says, Ray, I've been a longtime fan of Talkin' Birds. My partner Cindy signed up to become an ambassador recently and told me that this is something I should have done long ago. She is correct. Keep up the good work. He says, your show has increased my knowledge base with each episode. He adds there, limited knowledge base. I know how that goes, Greg. Thank you so much, Greg, for becoming a Talkin' Birds ambassador. And let me say, it would be impossible to overstate how much we appreciate our ambassadors and how important they are in efforts to reach more listeners who care about birds and birding and our planet. And so we repeat our weekly encouragement, dear Talkin' Birds listeners, to join our ambassadors family. Being an ambassador is very easy. Just hand out at your convenience some of the beautiful little Talkin' Birds info cards that we'll send to you when you sign up. And signing up could hardly be easier. Just go to talkinbirds.com and click on the Get Involved tab up at the top of the home page, and you'll see what I mean. Still to come today, we'll talk with special guest Donna Posont about her Birding by Ear course for blind birders at the University of Michigan, Dearborn. Also today, Mike O'Connor will join us for Let's Ask Mike Live, talking turkey. And up next, one of North America's most beautiful songbirds is today's featured feathered friend. Last week's show guest was Matt Young, co-creator of the marvelous new Stokes Guide to Finches of the United States and Canada. One of the book's unusual features is an interview with a bird, imagined by the book's co-author, the great Lillian Stokes. So in their honor, we've made that bird this week's featured feathered friend. It's Lawrence's goldfinch. In the interview, this bird was clearly not modest about its striking appearance, and understandably so. The Lawrence's goldfinch, which is slightly smaller than an American goldfinch, is mostly a soft gray. The male has a black face and chin, and lots of lemon yellow on its chest, belly, and wings. The female lacks that black facial plumage and shows just a yellow wash on the belly. The male's yellow breeding plumage doesn't come about through molting, but rather by feather wear, as brownish color is shed and the yellow parts of the feathers beneath are exposed. It's the only goldfinch that gets its breeding plumage this way. Despite its striking appearance, Lawrence's goldfinch isn't often seen since it mostly inhabits remote, arid areas in California and the desert Southwest. And it's a nomad, roaming year-round in search of plants and water, often making it an abundant species in a location one year and almost non-existent the next. Our bird feeds mostly on plant seeds, often hanging upside down to reach them, as well as plant buds and fruit, and rarely insects. Although Lawrence's goldfinch has strong population numbers within the areas it inhabits, it appears on the yellow watch list for species with restricted ranges. And here's an example of its jumbled, complex song. It's Spinus lawrenceae, today's Talkin' Birds' featured feathered friend, Lawrence's goldfinch. To our show, number 1012. We're about to introduce our special guest today. At least I think we are. We're going to make this work. Here we go. Donna Posont is an Environmental Interpretive Center staff member at the University of Michigan, Dearborn, and she is a birder who is blind. She's a winner of the 2024 National Federation of the Blind's Dr. Jacob Bolton Award, which honors individuals and organizations that are a positive force in the lives of people who are blind. In 2009, she started a birding program at Dearborn for individuals with low to no vision called Birding by Ear and Beyond. And she's here to tell us something about that program. Good morning, Donna.
Good morning, Ray. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's wonderful to have you with us and to learn about this great thing that you are doing, you've been doing for a while now. Give us an idea, Donna, of what the course is and how you got the idea for it.
Well, I got the idea because I was working at a camp with blind kids and I wanted to find a way to teach them something about nature. So I found those Audubon plush birds that play songs and we started using them at camp, and the rest is kind of history. When I went back to school in the fall of 2009, I started a monthly program inviting blind adults and children, friends and family to come and learn more about the birds.
And you call the course Birding by Ear and Beyond, so it's about the birds and lots of other things in nature as well, right?
Yeah, we started to add the beyond because we build a butterfly garden and we do a lot of learning about other things, flowers and perennials and native plants, pollinators, frogs, and a lot about trees. So it all works together to help the birds, but it's birding by ear and beyond.
And beyond. And tell us a little bit about how you conduct the class.
Well, we start out inside, but we try not to be inside very much. And we have a theme for the week, the month, like raptors, or last week we made seed balls out of perennial seeds from our butterfly garden. And we have Ode to the Oak, and we learn about the oak trees and the birds that inhabit them. And so there's a different theme every month. And then we go outside and do as much outside as we can. The University of Michigan Dearborn has a natural area, which used to be Henry Ford's backyard and his farm. And the university uses it as an outdoor classroom now. So that's all available to us, and we make good use of it.
Mm-hmm. You know, when we started our Talking Birds on the radio, there were skeptics about that. How can you do birds on the on the radio? I'm wondering if there were skeptics about your course when you started.
Yeah, sure. People think, how would you know what a bird was if you couldn't see it? But most people who are bird watchers, they hear the bird first and then they get their binoculars and try to get it on the bird.
Mm-hmm.
So you really use your ears a lot for birding.
Indeed. I wonder, Donna, are there lessons in the way you teach your course that sighted birders could learn from?
Well, I like to use mnemonics, which is using human words to put to a bird song, like, a northern cardinal, party, 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 or, something like that. And then there's namesayers like the black-capped chickadee and the blue jay and the eastern phoebe. And then there's birds that make a sound that remind you of something, like a chainsaw or a squeaky gate or something like that. So I try to get some kind of memory aid that helps a person when they're recalling what that bird is. And then you get kind of rusty, and in the spring you kind of have to start over and bring those memories back. And I try to do a lot of that.
Indeed. And you've been doing this since 2009, if I have that right. So obviously people are still signing up.
Yeah, it's kind of transitioned. I had a lot of kids that kind of aged out during COVID, but they come back as adults now. And so it's for children, adults, friends, and family. And I've gotten different participants from the university. And once somebody comes, they seem quite interested and they like to come back.
Mm-hmm. That's the ticket. Well, there's a wonderful Audubon article, audubon.org, National Audubon Society, that I'd like to direct people to. And we'll try to get a link up to that very soon on our website and Facebook page. But you've gotten calls, Donna, am I right, from other parts of the country about what you're doing, and I want to give your email address, which you've agreed to have us do, but could you say a little bit about what you've heard or who you've heard from in other parts of the country?
Well, fascinating. I got a call from New York the other day, a blind guy that wanted to know if there was any birding there, birding by ear, and I don't really know anything about that. So if anybody's in New York, tell me and I'll get it to this person. And I'm going to be speaking at the Ozark Audubon in February as a result of being in the magazine. And I got an email from somebody in Idaho wanting to know how they could start a program. So people are interested, and I can duplicate myself as much as I can, but I am willing to talk to anybody about how to get a Birding by Ear and Beyond program going, or if they just want to do Birding by Ear, that's okay too.
All right. Well, this is your email address. It's Donna Butterfly 50. That's Donna Butterfly 50 at gmail.com. Is there a story about that butterfly name in 15 seconds?
Yeah, well, the 50 part is I was 50 when I learned how to use a computer, and I did that because I wanted to go back to school. But butterfly is my nickname at camp, and it has stuck with me for 20 years.
All right. And look for that Audubon article, but we will put a link to it. And by the way, our own Freya McGregor is mentioned in that article as well.
Yes, she is. I want to meet her someday.
I hope you will. Donna Posont is a birder who is blind, and she's the creator of the Birding by Ear and Beyond program at the University of Michigan, Dearborn. And I am proud to say she's also a Talkin' Birds ambassador. Donna,
Yep.
Thanks for being with us, and here's wishing you continued success with that great program.
Thank you very much.
Donna Posont here on Talkin' Birds, and up next, our Mystery Bird contest in just 1 minute. The flutter of a tail feather, the flash of a wing bar in mid-flight. You don't always have a lot of time to identify a bird in nature, let alone to appreciate its beauty. But with Vortex Optics, you'll have the power to bring every wild moment closer. When you choose Vortex, you're choosing to have a partner in the field as passionate about nature as you are. Whether you're spotting old friends on the backyard feeder or packing for a once-in-a-lifetime trip to add a few species to your life list, Vortex offers a full range of optics and optics accessories for every birder. and every budget. And whether the birds are taking you to another state or another country, you're always covered by the Vortex VIP warranty, an unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. If you'd like to learn more, or if you need help choosing your next optic, give Vortex a call at 1-800-4VORTEX or visit vortexoptics.com. By the way, last week we had a bonus mystery bird question about humpbacked whales, and the story was that it was determined by scientists that humpbacked whales are now regarded as tool users. And we didn't have time to give the further details, but here they are. Scientists from the University of Hawaii discovered that solitary humpback whales in southeast Alaska craft complex bubble nets to catch those tiny shrimp-like creatures called krill. These humpbacks blow bubbles in patterns that form nets with internal rings and actively control the number of rings, the size and depth of the net, and the spacing between bubbles. This lets them capture up to 7 times more prey in a single feeding dive without using extra energy. And this skill has prompted the scientists to label humpback whales as tool users. A little follow-up from last week. Meanwhile, this is our mystery bird, and we apologize for what this bird sounds like. It's not that, sweetest-sounding bird, but here it is. Definitely a bird that looks better than it sounds. It's a large wader with a white body, long black legs, black feet, and a long, straight, stout yellow-orange bill. Found in many kinds of wetlands, feeding on fish, invertebrates, etc. Breeds over much of the U.S., winters mostly in Mexico and Central America. What is that bird? Tell us, and win some beautiful prizes, and maybe win them even if you don't get the right answer. A drawing will determine our winner. Here is the all-important phone number, 781-837-4900. Once again, that's 781-837-4900. Beautiful prizes and option and the eligibility for a very special prize from Vortex Optics. 781-837-4900. Meanwhile, it's Let's Ask Mike live in just 1 minute.
Ready to take your backyard bird watching to the next level? FeatherSnap makes Wi-Fi-enabled smart bird feeders that blend the best of technology and nature. Get a high-def glimpse of your feathered friends with a top-of-the-line camera so every visitor can be seen with clarity and detail. A unique dual feeder bin helps attract more species, and built-in solar panels keep your camera's battery going strong. FeatherSnap's mobile app creates a truly immersive experience, allowing you to collect and organize your favorite pics and videos and earn badges along the way. FeatherSnap is a convenient and fun way to capture powerful images of your local birds and help get your friends and family excited about bird watching. Best of all, FeatherSnap offers expert-trained AI identification of more than 275 North American species, thanks to their in-house ornithologist. Check them out today at feathersnapcam.com. feathersnapcam.com.
Well, for those who are wondering about the connection between potatoes, turkeys, and the children's nursery rhyme, Mary Had a Little Lamb, we knew there was only one place to go, and that would be to our own Mike O'Connor at the famous Birdwatchers General Store on Cape Cod. Good morning, Mike. Well, he's maybe he doesn't want to explain the difference or the connection. Wait, I hear something. Could that be?
What have we got, a blooper show going on?
Yeah, it's another blooper show we have here. Well, somebody told us they like our blooper show, so, we try to please.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Give the customers what they want.
We're doing well with that, yeah. So I don't know if you heard that little introduction there about the potatoes and the turkeys, and Mary had a little
Yeah, I did. And this Saturday, coming up right here on Cape Cod, is our free Hatful of Potatoes Day. So if you need some potatoes, you come in, and we'll give you as many potatoes in your hat as it will hold.
And
if you don't have a hat,
yeah.
you go hungry.
All right. Any kind of hat, right?
Free, any kind of hat. We've had football helmets, yarmulkes, whatever you got. Some people have a hood. It works.
Yeah.
And then people ask me, why do we do this? We've been doing it for over 30 years because when people fill up with potatoes, they don't eat as many turkeys, and we're trying to save the turkeys.
Yeah.
Turkeys, unfortunately, turkeys take a hit on that day. And it was interesting because I was looking it up, and the first Thanksgiving in 1621, there was really no evidence that the Pilgrims ate turkey. They have, but there's no evidence that they did. The evidence shows that they ate venison and fish and some vegetables, and then at the kids' table they had SpaghettiOs. But that was just about it. And there's no signs that they ate
beefaroni. Yeah.
But then 200 years later, some woman, Sarah Hale, who wrote the famous Mary Had a Little Lamb, also wrote a novel, and she kind of painted the picture of the more traditional Thanksgiving where and turkey was featured. And since then, we've eaten a lot of turkeys, and each year we eat about 46 million turkeys. So I'm thinking go veggie a little bit and give them a break. Eat more pie. Don't eat the turkey. Save some more room for pie. That's what I say. And there are plenty of alternatives to turkey, so you look out there, and I'll give you even the potatoes.
Well, that's good. And just bring a hat of any kind. And the the turkey thing. I just heard the other day, but people really like the sides at Thanksgiving more than the turkey anyway. So
right.
Get those sides out there.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. People look at me and they go, "What do you eat on Thanksgiving?" I'm like, "Well, there's like a dozen other things, just avoid one." My in-laws used to eat creamed celery on Thanksgiving, so I had no trouble avoiding that. And so I can avoid the turkey as well. So come on by, bring your hat, and we'll load you up with many potatoes as you can.
All right.
Save the turkey.
But the important thing before you go, what is the date for Hatful of Potatoes Day?
Oh, it's just coming Saturday, November 23rd. It's always the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So come on by. We're open 9:17 to 5:11 p.m.
Okay, and just say the date again, just so it won't be confusing.
November 23rd. It's always a Saturday before Thanksgiving. Whatever the Saturday is before Thanksgiving, we'll do that.
That would be when it would. All right, Hatful of Potatoes Day. It is a unique experience, I can tell you that.
And if you mention this show, I'll give you an extra potato.
Extra potato. Wow, that's nice. Thank you, Mike.
All right.
Mike O'Connor at the famous Birdwatchers General Store, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Back to the Mystery Bird Contest. I'm not going to play the sound of the bird again because it's just a horrible sounding bird. But we'll just go to our phones here and see who might have the right answer. And we have Lauren in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Lauren. Are you there? Are you there, Lauren?
Maybe I am here.
Oh, there you are. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay. Okay, so you heard the clues and all that. Lauren, what do you say?
I think it's the great white egret.
The great white egret or the great egret? Some people, yeah, that's what it is. The great egret or the great white egret. It certainly is a white egret, and you're absolutely correct. And Lauren, if you will stay on the line there, we'll turn this over to Jesse, and he will arrange to get those beautiful prizes to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lauren in Pittsburgh, correctly identifying the great egret or the great white egret as our mystery bird. Next week, we'll hear the story of one woman's remarkable journey through the world of birds and conservation. Her name is Maddie Carr, and she'll be with us as our special guest next week. Thanks to our amazing Talkin' Birds team, Debbie Bleacher, Freya McGregor, and our producing engineer, Jesse Wilkins. I'm Ray Brown. See you next week.
The bird show. I like that. I love it.
Ray Brown's Talkin' Birds.
Made possible by the generous support of the Birdwatchers General Store, Orleans, Cape Cod. Birdwatchersgeneralstore.com. By FeatherSnap, the smart bird feeder with a high-resolution camera and species identification software aimed to educate and spread joy to every level of avian enthusiast. Learn more at feathersnapcam.com.
And by Vortex Optics, with the VIP warranty, their unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. Learn more at vortexoptics.com.